Hello, Junior. I would like to introduce the internal assessment for IB Math to you. I cannot emphasize enough that the most important thing about doing the Math IA is to choose a topic that you are passionate about. And normally that thing is not a academic subject. I mean, maybe a couple of you might truly be passionate about some academic subject. In the past, I've had a couple students do, for example, biology. But if you are not truly passionate about an academic topic, it is much better if you choose something that you are truly interested in that is not academic. Okay? There's two reasons for that. One is that you have probably gotten to know this topic really well because you're passionate about it, and you have a certain amount of expertise, and that makes your internal assessment much more interesting because you bring in your expertise about this topic when analyzing it through math. The other thing is that if it's something that you enjoy and maybe something you already do regularly, then you will find it very easy to put time into your internal assessment. So then your internal assessment comes out better just because of the amount of time you put into it, and the fact that you're enjoying it because it's something you're interested in already makes the thing come out so much better. Okay? So the first activity you're going to do is to do a mind map of your passions, okay? And like I said, some people truly have academic passions, and that's fine. And some people don't, and they have personal passions. And there's a rare few among you that don't have any passions. But I think that if you really explore what you do in your free time, you're going to see that actually you do have passions. I had a student write that his passion was sleeping, and he actually ended up writing a very good internal assessment related to sleeping. It was like how to maximize the time in bed in the morning before he went to school. Which turns out to be a math problem, okay? And I graded that IA 7 to say how good it was, okay? So I am going to ask you to print out the sheet, which I will provide you the link for, and then to do this activity as the first activity for the IA. And basically, I don't know if you've done a mind map before. I'm sure you've done one like in middle school, but maybe forgotten how to do it. And I'm going to show you basically how to do one by doing one for me, and then you could do one for you, and then you are going to bring this mind map to school and give it to me at the next opportunity, and it will be a formative grade. Okay? So, you can see that I have myself here in the middle, and I have personal passion and academic passions linked to me. And now I'm going to start making a mind map for this. And you can see in the corners that I have four areas which the math projects or IAs fall into usually. Optimization, area and volume, statistics, and modeling. So I'm going to start out with my personal passions. I think it's a little bit easier. Okay, so like I like to read, I like to watch Netflix. Of course, you know I like movies. Why do you think all the investigations have to do with movies? I like basketball. I like baseball. Basketball I like to play and to watch. College basketball. Baseball I basically like to watch. I don't play baseball. And Kung Fu. I also like karate, although I don't do it anymore. And that's quite a few things, right? And then on the academic side, I like math, of course, but I'm not going to put math here because everything needs to be related to math. I like economics. I like physics. What else? I'll come back to that. Okay. So, like, for example, reading. Oh, I read this book recently called The Drunkard's Walk, which is related to physics. Currently I'm watching, Billions. There's a lot of math in there, right? Billions is about, Wall Street traders and, corruption, about the district attorney's office in New York. What else did I watch? Ooh, I watched The Mechanism. Did you watch that? I thought that was really cool, the way they first figured out what was going on with Lava Jato, where they, were tracking bank accounts and stuff. There's some math there, right? What else? Oh, I watched Mindhunter. Have you seen that? That's really cool. It's about how the FBI started doing investigations of serial killers using like psychological profiles. All these criminal investigations have maybe not necessarily math, but like pattern matching, which can be related to math pretty easily. Movies. Let's see. I haven't seen it yet, but I like Star Wars movies. My daughter wants to see the Christopher Robin movie. Okay, basketball. There's a lot of elements in basketball that can be easily related to math because of the statistics, like free throws and 3-point shots and like both baseball and basketball, they have like statistics related to not directly related to the person's, like the number of points or runs they score, but like related to their value in winning games or something. So like, it's like a plus minus rating of the player, saying like their value. So it's like there's a lot of maybe like not statistical value of a player that doesn't show up in traditional statistics, right? Just by that player being on the court or being on the field, the team tends to win more because of that. And that's like a totally correlation type of analysis. It's like you are just saying, okay, let's look at the games that the player is on in the field, or let's look at the minutes where the player was on the court. In those minutes, is his team beating the other team? Those days that person played, does his team win more games, etc. Okay, Kung Fu and karate, there's like, maybe like modeling a movement, or maybe like the physics of breaking a board or something. Okay? And then just to show you how it would work on the academic passion side, maybe like you could say something like we're just having the fuel crisis here. We could do like an alcohol versus gas analysis or something of cars. We could do I thought it was very interesting. I think that, Brazilians tend to be very insensitive to pricing. And that's one of the reasons why prices go up so much in Brazil, because, the store owner is going to raise the price and he's going to see if the price is too high. How does he know if the price is too high? If the customers stop buying, right? But the problem is Brazilian customers never stop buying. It's like he keeps raising the price, but they keep buying it. And, the fact that the truck drivers went on strike due to the price of the diesel fuel, I was like, wow, it's like it finally got to the point where, somebody is saying, hey, not only am I not going to buy anymore, I am going to, paralyze the country's transportation system. So once you get to this level, I would like you to go one step further, which is to, break down some of these topics into maybe a simple element that can be broken down into numbers later. And you don't have to break it down into numbers. You don't have to figure out how it's going to work with the math. I'm going to help you do that when you come back to school in August. But I would like for you to have this mind map in mind when you are going through the vacation, because during the vacation you're probably going to be doing a lot of the things that are on this mind map, because if these really are your passions, then I imagine that when you get total free time during June and July, you are going to be doing some of these passions. As you're doing them, you're probably going to see little things that you think, maybe that could be a Math IA phenomenon that I could use. So that's your summertime mission for your IA, to be on the lookout for maybe little things that you could see that it's like, hey, that could be a Math IA topic. So just an example of something that could be broken down more, I'm going to take a look at consumer behavior. And for example, I could put consumer behavior for fuel. That could be one possible thing to drill down into. Another thing that I think is really expensive in Brazil is parking for the shopping centers. But people don't seem to be sensitive to it. The price for per kilo restaurants, for example, that's something that I think has a huge amount of inflation, but also people don't seem to be sensitive to it. So that's looking at specific things, and once you get it down to that level, then it becomes a lot easier for me to discuss possible applications with you. And then when we get to that point, we're going to be looking at how could that be a statistics project, or a modeling project, or an optimization project, or area and volume project. So you are going to basically complete this mind map, and that's going to be the basis for our discussions. Okay? Pretty much your IA topic should come from here. Okay?